Hi guys, Andy from the Sup Shack here. Just doing a few little product reviews. Obviously we just had a really good storm come through where I was doing some wing foiling. Had quite a few questions, more interest obviously as the winter's coming, more wind. So just going to go through a few things we have to do with winging. Obviously wing foiling is quite a concept that puts a lot of people off because there's a lot of different moving parts. For me, the best way of learning was playing with the wing, a bit of wingsurfing, which is basically just winging with a bigger, wider board, with a dagger board, whether it's a windsurf board or a sup board with an attachment, or a dagger board that you could put on a sup board. But playing with the wing was a real key part for me. I tried the foil, I did the foiling first, and then had to learn the wing. Probably the best advice I give is, your wing is your power, so harness the power. The foil will do a lot of the work afterwards. So I'll go through a few wingsurfy bits just to show you. So we haven't got many of the NSP air wings in. We've got a couple of 4s and a 5 left. We got one at a really good price as well. So entry level wing, not going to break the bank. About £350, £400. They come with a little attachment, so you can use any sup pump on them, so you don't have to have a pump with them. Just use your sup pump and put the attachment on. They've got multiple handles down on the strut on the center, so you can find a comfortable position you want to have them. They're hardy and robust, so obviously when we're learning it, there's more chance of it hitting the floor, dragged, maybe getting pulled out of our hand. They do have a leash, so it's not going to get pulled out of your hand and flip flat down the beach, as long as you've got the leash on it. So a really good starter wing to get you into the sports, get you feeling for it. Like I said, there's more chance of hitting the floor with the wing and that sort of thing once you're trying to get used to it. So you can use them just on them by themselves on the beach, doing a bit of wing walking, trying to really get the feel for the wing, where it's comfortable, where it's not comfortable, how to counteract if it's if the leading edge is sort of taking over. Also good ways of doing it. So obviously once we go out and sea, we need to have grip further up on our board. So on a windsurf board, you'd have a dagger board. On most sups, you don't have a center fin. You'll tend to just have a back fin. You need a dagger board further up to give you grip. So we've got wind sups here. We've got an O'Shea wind sup. Again, really good price. I think we've only got one of those left. So they're 11 by 34, so 11 foot by 34.5. Super wide, massive board, like a family board. So you could even chuck the kids on there if you're paddling it normally. But it comes with a center dagger board that you can attach, or you don't have to attach it. It's up to you. You put it on, or don't put it on if you want to use it as a sup, or if you want to use it as a wind sup. So that dagger board is really key. We've also got these, which are detachable dagger boards. So these just go with any straps. So like ratchet straps, car ratchet straps. We do relatively cheap ones. We do quite nice ones. Any sort of ratchet straps will do. So you ratchet strap that on your board, around the center of the board. Around the center, maybe slightly further up. So that's going to be our grip further up the board. Otherwise, the nose is going to want to slide downwind. So this will help us stay upwind or crosswind. If you're in shallow water, we can sort of fold it down, so we can still get some sort of grip in shallow water, so we don't have to do it in the middle of the ocean. We could do it relatively shallow as long as our fins are not hitting the floor, especially if we're on our knees, and then if we're standing up, we just have to make sure we're not falling and hitting really shallow water. But also, obviously, the fact it moves, if we do hit shallow water, it's not going to catapult us off, it's just going to fold away. So yeah, we've got these in stock. Another good way of doing it, obviously once we're on the water, we're more susceptible to the wind blowing downwind, so we've got to be able to make our way back to where we started. And if we're not going upwind, we just tend to be going downwind, which means lots of walking back or paddling back. So a couple of different things that we have in the shop. So we've got mounted boards. So these are definitely one of my favorites. Big chunky wheels, put loads of pressure in them, get nice and hard. If you're on grass or hard sort of packed grass and gravel, even tarmac really. And then if you're on the sand or softer grass, we can take a little bit of air out, so they're not gonna get swamped in the sand. So by using these type of things, we can we can use lots of different terrain to do it, and we're not going to get, if we're going downwind, it's fine because we're on land. We're not going to get blown out to sea. You can just do it on the beach. Again, trying to get your head around going across wind, going upwind. We can do exactly the same things as long as we've got a big area to do it in. We can do exactly the same things with these boards. You've got toe straps as well. Don't have to use the toe straps. Toe straps just mean you can get your feet in there, give you a bit more control over the board. And we can just get used to going back and forth. Another part as well with wind sports, which was relatively tricky for me, was going switch, so going the wrong way. Because coming from a surf background, I'm not great at going left foot forwards. I'm much better at going goofy, right foot forwards. So practicing that on the beach is really, really handy as well. So just getting that time in there when you can't get out in the water, we can do it anywhere in a car park, anywhere that's relatively safe to do it, you can do it. So talk about car parks, we've also got these all-terrain gravity boards, so bigger, chunkier wheels, so you can actually do it on hard grass, sort of smaller gravelled areas, and obviously car parks. If you're lucky to have a nice promenade, also you can use that. So bigger wheels. It's got a drop deck on it as well, which means we're going to be stood lower to the ground, better balance, especially when trying to deal with any sort of speed. So again, the good part is with these two boards, they are on land, they're not drifting downwind, they're staying relatively where they are unless they're moving along. Anytime we go on the water, we are going to be drifting somewhere. Even if there's very little wind, we will be drifting. So these bits are quite handy just to get you out as much as possible. And like I said, one of the key parts with winging is going upwind and getting used to that power with the wing. So yeah, we've got these in stock. We haven't got many left because we don't stock lots of wing stuff. Unfortunately, there's not loads of wingers here. Hopefully there'll be more wingers. But yeah, if you need anything, get in touch. You can give us a call, email, get us on social media, or all these things are on the website and in store. So yeah, cheers guys.